Well, here I am. And as of right now, it looks like I got stood up. Which is extremely disappointing. I was really looking forward to this. So I'll hang around for a little while and see if maybe this changes. But as of right now, looks like you'll get to stare at me for about 10 minutes until I decide I'm not going to do it anymore. All right, Jim, calm down. Well, Shannon, Jim, I may send y'all the link and just talk to y'all instead. This is a little disappointing. I was really looking forward to this. In the meantime, while we burn some time, looks like Roe versus Wade is about to get overturned, or at least that's what the mainstream media would have you believe. I still do not think there's any possible chance that I don't think there's any possible chance that the Supreme Court will take this up in any meaningful way. GOP Senator Susan Collins supports codifying Roe versus Wade abortion protections into law. Yeah, Susan Collins is a piece of shit. Fuck her. Oh, man. So, for the couple of you who are watching right now, while I wait and hope for someone to join me, if you don't know what's going on with the Roe versus Wade thing, the state of Mississippi has passed a abortion bill that effectively bans more or less all abortions past 15 weeks, which, I mean, I looked at it a bit and I didn't see anything that, at least for me, who's primarily pro-life, I don't see anything that seems offensive about it. It seems to be a well-intentioned, like it seems like a good bill, I guess, from a pro-life perspective. Anyway, it still leaves the option open up to 15 weeks. It's not like they're an outright abortion ban, but apparently this is going to get kicked up to the Supreme Court, and what does more or less constitute? I don't know, Corey. What do you mean in that context? Like, see, now you're going to make me send you the link, and we're all going to just get together and do this. This is going to be abortion live instead of Twitter racial tensions. For anybody who doesn't know, all right, let me finish my thought on the abortion thing. So it's getting kicked up to the Supreme Court, the Mississippi abortion ban is. And I don't know that there's anything objectively unconstitutional about the Mississippi abortion bill. So I think there's the possibility that the Supreme Court can just not do anything. Like they can kick it back, say that there's nothing unconstitutional about it, allow the ban to stand as it is because as it is, it does not overturn Roe versus Wade or anything like that. It just sets more restriction. So, I think there's a possibility that the Supreme Court will still punt on this. That's kind of their shtick. Anything abortion, anything Second Amendment, they will defer to a lower court. They just won't take it up. Uh, so we'll see how this goes, but I don't know. It has the potential to be interesting. Um, the fact that the mainstream media is pushing so hard that this is a legitimate threat to Roe versus Wade really makes me think it's probably not. I think they're using this to drum it up and turn it into a thing that it's not. Uh, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So for tonight's topic, that is seemingly not going to happen. I mean, I'll give it another 10 minutes and see. But for tonight's topic, for those who were unaware, Monday night there was a space created called "Why Do White People Exist?" and I tuned into it for all of about 45 seconds, and that was some of the most vitriolic, hate spewing bullshit that I think I've ever heard. And then our friend Daphne, the Liberty Kitty, she started a space called "Why Do Black People Exist?" And it was intended to be funny and fun and stupid. And it was absolutely funny and fun and stupid for like the first 5 or 10 minutes when there were like 10 or 12 people in there, and like a handful of the people in the group changed their profile pictures to uh, a Klansman, and like it was dumb behavior and just fun stupidity. That's what it was supposed to be. Well, I had to go to work, so while I checked in on it at the beginning and listened to them talk about you know doing this for shits and giggles. Once I got to work, I checked back, and there were like 3,800 people, and they were absolutely ripping into Daphne, asking her why she started this space, why did she think black people existed, all like basically just saying how racist and horrible the whole thing is and was, and which was amusing because if you were there at the beginning, you knew that that had absolutely nothing to do with what the space was about. It was fun, humorous, lighthearted. And apparently, at some point during there, like Clint from Liberty Lockdown came in, and this Tariq, I can't remember what his last name is. Obviously, I pay a whole lot of attention. But like, there was a lot of anger and people getting pissed off at each other. And after the thing ended, which it ended very abruptly, like it, and everybody who was in it talking, especially all of the black people who were in the space talking, uh, they they all thought that she kicked them out. When nobody got kicked out, the space just like very abruptly came to a halt, and uh, I guess Twitter ended it, or who knows. It was at that point it was ticking up close to 4,000 listeners, and what's really crazy is like because at that exact same time there was the "Why Do White People Exist?" and then what was the Mayo Monkey one, or Mayo Monkey's Got to Go? I don't know. This is why I live out in the middle of nowhere, and then moving even further into the middle of nowhere. I just have no desire to be around any of these fucking people. And I don't mean these people or those people. Like I just mean like humanity in general. I mean, you're right, Jim. There really is no sense of humor, though. Like, And the crazy thing is, like, I wish he was on here. I need to invite him. Unicorn Daddy was there at the beginning, and he was one of the people who was changing the profile picture to the Klansman. Like, everybody who was in on the joke was having a lot of fun with it, and then it just turned into some like total vitriolic, horrible, moronic shit. So anyway, where this all came from was uh, Ivy, who I thought I was going to be talking to this evening, kept going after Daphne about the space and everything, and she said, "Why do black people exist? Why did you create the space?" And I just replied, and I said she explained multiple times during the space and in tweets why she created the space. Like, this has been answered. And then I said, "You don't like the answer, so you keep asking. Like, what do you think the reasoning for it was? Go ahead and tell us that you think she's a bigot." And yeah, you know, I actually interviewed Unicorn Daddy back. Uh, oh gosh, it was earlier in the year. It might have been April or May, before Josh got to him, and I think I actually had a better conversation with him than, because I've heard him on two or three podcasts since I got him on, and I think I got more out of him than anybody else did. Maybe that was uh, just dumb luck on my part. He might have been feeling a little more chatty that day. But so I came to the defense and said, just tell us why you think she created a space, because you think she's a bigot. Even though that couldn't be further from the truth for anybody that actually has engaged with her in any way whatsoever. So then Ivy came back, and my pinned tweet is that I will, if you disagree with me, I will have a conversation with you. We can do a Zoom, or we can do a phone call, but I will gladly talk about any disagreement with people. Uh, so she quote tweets my pin tweet and says, "All right, then let's do a Zoom." And I said, "Okay, I work tonight, but I'm free the rest of the week. When do you want to do it?" And she said, "Let's do it December 1st. You pick the time. So I DM'd her with the time and the StreamYard, and I suggested that we should do it as a live stream so that other people can engage and interact and participate and chat and talk. And maybe we can get more discourse than just she and I having a conversation, but that we can get people in the chat talking and looking at what's being said, and maybe have constructive criticisms of the spaces that were out there on Monday night and everything else that's going on. And she agreed. So here we are. And 15 minutes later, it's not looking like I'm going to be joined by anybody tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. This has been a lot of fun. Maybe we'll reschedule. Who knows? I am sincerely disappointed though. Like, I was really looking forward to this conversation. There's no way I would ever actually do this, but my stepdaughter is mixed, and I was like, so I told my son, I said, I need you to watch the stream, and as soon as they start calling me a racist or a white supremacist, like, send her up so she can just come busting through the door and show herself. Not that would accomplish anything with most of those people. Yeah, I said it. I said those people. God, I'm totally getting canceled now. Shannon, thanks for hanging out with me. Looks like there's two people. Hey, Giles is here too. All right. See, all my favorite people. Y'all get to watch me say thank you for showing up. Sorry that this didn't actually turn into what I had hoped it would be. I promise I am more disappointed than you are. But in the meantime, I had an episode today where I talked about Omicron, and I did not put it on YouTube because there's a 100% chance that would have been my third strike, and I am trying to keep the YouTube channel around for a little while longer. Although I really like Rumble, so check out my Rumble. I've got it on my I've got it on my Twitter. I posted it earlier. I really like Rumble. Uh, Pretty cool. So I guess I'm gonna call it a wrap on this, and hopefully I can get this rescheduled and do it again sometime. And if not, with Ivy, maybe with somebody else, I'm more than willing to talk about this stuff. You know what? I am gonna keep going. Oh god. Where is she? Somebody go get CD. Tell her wake up and come join the stream. All right, all right. I'm going to talk about it since I'm here anyway. So it's interesting. We were having the going back and forth on some tweets and stuff the other night, and a tweet that I had put out, I said I don't think that any of the people who scream about racism have ever actually met a legitimate Klansman or white supremacist or like a seriously racist person, like actually met one in person. Like they may have had interactions with somebody that's like a uh, social media brings out the the worst and at times the best of people. But like social media tends to be this huge magnifying glass on whatever your prominent characteristic is. Uh, so so like for the handful of like legitimate racist pieces of shit that you'll find on social media, usually that's an extremely overblown persona that doesn't exist. And so like I don't think a lot of the people in these spaces who scream about racism have ever actually met a real Klansman, a real racist. And the part of the country that I grew up in, it wasn't super prominent, but everybody knew that it was there, and it was just a part of the culture. Um, I remember, I think I was in junior high, maybe early on in high school, but the local news station weatherman was a black guy, and he was really well liked in the local area, in the community for the most part. I mean, he was a really good dude. Well, he bought a house in the wrong part of the area. Well, he bought a house in the right part of the area, but it was the wrong part of the area for a black man to buy a house. And they burned the house down before he had an opportunity to move in. And like they didn't do anything to him. They didn't go after him. It was just you're not welcome here. So we're going to make sure you don't come here. And message was sent pretty clearly, I would say. But like while you have the modern day white supremacist types that are extremely over the top, flamboyant, mentally ill, honestly, uh, typically are borderline unemployable, like have some really deep rooted issues. Um, like the type of white supremacist racism that I grew up with was a lot less prominent in terms of like you knew, but nobody like went around. Like these were business professionals who wore suits and ties and had high paying jobs and good families, and then when the time came that they felt it was necessary, they'd throw their hoods and robes on and go burn a house down. But like those people could still have a reasonable conversation with a black person if it was necessary. And like, so this persona that has been created around the white supremacist in modern in modern times is, I don't know. To me, it's a weird thing. Like it's I've God, this sounds horrible. I've known plenty of them, uh, and they're not they're not that. So it's really weird for me, I guess. I like my brother and I've mentioned before. I grew up in a small river town in very rural Kentucky. Like my brother and I'd go hang out in the hood, and you learn how to play spades and dominoes in a much more aggressive and different fashion. Playing basketball at the park and just chilling. Uh, One of the guys that I would hang out with had some family after Hurricane Katrina that got displaced from New Orleans, and so they made, oh my god, I don't know how many gallons of some sort of hunch punch. They called it Hurricane, and I don't think I've ever thrown up that much in my life. It was so sweet, but also so potent that you get drunk real fast, and then if you keep drinking it, the sugar rush just like blows your head up and you puke your brains out, which is exactly what I did. Whew. I like I have so many awesome experiences hanging out in the hood and stuff, and I just don't understand where, and like those people in that part of the country that actually deal with legitimate racist pieces of shit. They don't have this like mad at the world, looking to be offended by shit all the time. Like there's there is something about this pampered class of, what's the word I'm looking for here? uh, Victims. Like that's what it is. They are the perpetual victims, and there's something really weird about the way they approach life that just really detaches from reality, and it's pretty fucking sad. All right, I'm gonna call it a wrap. For anybody who doesn't already know, you can check me out at Fact Check This Podcast right here on YouTube, at jcamp1521, like it says right there in the corner, on Twitter. I've also got a Facebook page for this shit, but I don't really use it. I mean, I post the videos on there, and that's about it. Oh, check me and hopefully Mark Metz, assuming he doesn't die of COVID. And if we're lucky, Joseph McGee, if we can bail him out of jail, on the morning after, on Friday morning at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, and you can do the math on Mountain and Pacific, surely. And then hopefully Sunday or Monday be another episode of Peddling Fiction. I've been getting to co-host with Johnny, and that's been a lot of fun. So should have another episode of Peddling Fiction coming out end of the weekend or first of next week. I'm trying to think if I got anything else going on right now. Let's see. Lions of Liberty, Counterflow with Buck Johnson, The Porcupine with Adam Nutter, and Break the Cycle, Joshua Smith, Eric Larson, and The Paradox. And my personal favorite, if you really need a good cry, go check out Marcy Larson and her show, Always Andy's Mom. Of all the shows that I work for, Marcy's is the one that is the most meaningful to me. She does like grief counseling for parents who have lost children, and that one, like, because I get to see the messages and stuff that come through on Facebook and Instagram, and that one touches people and reaches people who are in a place of deep grief, and like a horrible part of their life. Um, it's geared towards parents and families who have lost children, and that one really kind of pulls at the heartstrings. But it's the one that I like working for the most because it feels like what she does really impacts people. All the rest of us are just, you know, a bunch of blowhards talking shit about politics and whatever's going on in the world. This has been fun. Maybe, hopefully, I'll get to do it again and actually have a legitimate conversation. This is why I married my wife as quickly as I could, because I hated the dating scene and is not a big fan of getting stood up. And since she actually, showed up a couple times and let me hang around and spend time with her, I locked that down quick. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good rest of your evening. I will catch you somewhere on the interwebs. Later.